Ashita no Joe consist of many characters. Each of them reflects traits that connect to the 7 deadly sins, like pride, envy, or greed. These negative traits make them relatable and give depth to their struggles and personalities. We're going to be looking at each of these characters and which of them possesses these negative qualities, ranging from Joe Yabuki, the troubled youngsters, to even the likes of Noriko. If there was ever a sin there was capable of consuming you totally and being able to lead you to self-destruct without knowing, it has to be pride. And this was not far off from what happened with Rikishi. Pride is a feeling of self-respect, dignity, or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, abilities, or qualities. It can be both a positive force, motivating individuals to strive for excellence, or a negative one, leading to arrogance or overconfidence. Rikishi was an epitome of pride, driven by his unwavering belief in his superiority as a boxer. His pride pushes him to extreme measures, such as enduring a grueling weight cut to 2 classes below to fight Joe Yabuki in the ring. During this process, Rikishi's body begins to thirst desperately for water. But his pride compels him to reject Yoko Shiraki's offer of water. In a defiant act, he throws the water on the floor, demonstrating how his pride controls his actions, even at the cost of his health. While pride gives Rikishi the strength to overcome physical and mental challenges, it blinds him to the risks, leading to tragic consequences. His downfall is a cautionary tale about how pride, when unchecked, can lead to self-destruction. He may have won his last fight before he died and may have been undefeated, but his own pride consumed him. Greed. Danpei's greed surfaces in his early days when he seeks to exploit Joe's raw talent for monetary gain. As a washed-up alcoholic trainer, he initially views Joe as a means to revive his career and earn money. This greed isn't purely financial. It also stems from his hunger to reclaim lost glory. However, Joe's influence transforms Danpei, turning his greed into genuine care and determination to help Joe succeed. But even in his attempt to help Joe, another sin was consuming Joe's mind like a burning fire. It was wrath. Wrath is a feeling of great anger and bitterness that burns within you. Joe is a character consumed by anger. His wrath stems from his tumultuous upbringing, as he often lashes out against society, authority, and even those who care for him. This fiery anger propels him in the boxing ring, making him a force to be reckoned with. Eventually, this wrath felt like a burning fire and made Joe ignore every warning given to him, from doctors to even Yoko Shiraki, who later confessed her feelings for Joe. Joe Yabuki was already blinded by range and the will to become the champion. What was in stock for his tomorrow? Nothing. Joe consumed his fire, and all that was left was white ashes. Envy. Wolf Kaneguchi embodies envy, particularly in his feelings toward Joe. As a boxer who struggles to emerge from Joe's shadow, Wolf resents Joe's natural charisma, talent, and the attention he receives. This envy made Wolf to lean towards his past glory, believing that Joe Yabuki beat him by luck or chance, even though it was fair and square. Lust. Noriko Hayashi harbors unspoken feelings for Joe. Her lust isn't purely physical, but symbolizes her deep, overwhelming desire for his attention and validation. Her fascination with Joe blinds her to the realities of their starkly different lives and values, leading her to act impulsively to gain his affection. She later marries Nishi, but finds herself unfulfilled, as her lingering crush on Joe leaves her feeling an almost tangible sense of loss and regret. Just how insignificant this attribute is, it doesn't compare to the gluttony of a side character. Kinoko, the brown-skinned, large-headed boy from the slums, represents gluttony. His constant hunger and exaggerated love for food are both literal and symbolic, reflecting the poverty and desperation of the community he comes from. Kinoko's gluttony contrasts sharply with the discipline and sacrifice required in the world of boxing, and it's something laughable, considering he's a kid and isn't yet an adult to face the reality of life. Sloth. There was almost never any slothful, lazy, drunk, or idle character in Ashita I can think of, unless I think of the old man's past.
おいガネ、おめえは俺と組んでボクシングをやることになる。間違いねえ、俺の思った通りだ。
Danpei Tange. Before meeting Joe, Danpei was a picture of sloth, lazy, drunk, and resigned to his fate as a washed-up boxing coach. His apathy toward life highlights how he had given up on his passion. Joe's arrival rekindles Danpei's fire, transforming him into a dedicated mentor, willing to sacrifice everything for his protege. He later gave up on alcohol, started working, and taught Joe everything he needed to become the best he is.
Joe! 何しゃ、まだゴングは鳴ってる。
Some of the teachings were painful lessons, but nevertheless his past was slothful, and how he developed into a very good role model for Joe Yabuki has to be commended. Despite this, each of these characters were marked by their respective sins, which drive their actions, relationships, and growth throughout the series. Ashita no Joe uses these flaws not to condemn its characters, but to explore the complexities of human nature, showing how even our sins can lead to redemption or ruin, depending on how we confront them. As always, thanks for watching and subscribe for more peak anime contents, especially Ashita no Joe.